Welcome back. In sports news, football fans in Nigeria are disappointed about the poor performance of the Super Eagles in the 2015 Cup of Nations qualifiers. The 1-0 loss to Sudan in Khartoum took Nigeria to the bottom of the Group A table as fans continue to lose respect for coach Keshi's team. Our sports correspondent Austin Okonapan takes a look at Nigeria's quest to qualify for the Nations Cup in Morocco.
After recording an average performance at the World Cup in Brazil, the Super Eagles kicked off their 2015 Cup of Nations qualification campaign in a game against Congo.
Technical play from the Nigerians, and what celebration we have there!
No one saw it coming as Congo shocked Nigeria to a 3-2 victory at the UJ Swene Stadium in Calabar. At that time, the crisis in Nigerian Football Federation was blamed for the defeat, but coach Keshi remained optimistic.
And that must be goal number 2. It is a goal for Congo.
The football, Brazil lost 7-1, they lost 3-0. Everybody's going to lose someday. We cannot win all the games, but this is where we need the media, this is where we need the Nigerians to be behind the team and say, go this team to South Africa and win.
He's got the pace.
Then came the game against South Africa. The Super Eagles showed some improvements but couldn't fly over the Bafana team.
Ball inside, chance for Nigeria, cleared off the line by Matoho.
Pressure quickly walked into the Nigerian camp, and to stay relevant, the game against Sudan was christened the must win. This was what the Group A table looked like before kickoff.
Pt4.
Football followers have described the game in Khartoum as another embarrassing performance by the Super Eagles, and Sudan's Bakri Al-Madina punished them in the 42nd minute.
Beautifully done then by Bakri Abd Al-Gadi.
With just 1 point from 3 games and comfortably sitting at the bottom of the Group A table, football fans want coach Keshi out and doubt Nigeria's chances of defending their Nations Cup title in Morocco next year.
And the Eagles will live to fight another day.
Keshi, to the best of my knowledge, is bringing his primordial interest against national interest, which is bad. If you have issues with player, look, rest it. But Nigerians are calling, bringing players. Now, among the players that played the match, how many of them are playing in top flight league across the world? How many of them are commanding first team shirts? How many of them play regularly for their team that maintain, let's say, 60 minutes game in their clubs? But you have players who are playing in their club 90 minutes. You decide to bench them because you have one motive or the other against them.
The cause of this problem is in totality. The FA has its own problem. Even the coach, Keshi, has really disappointed Nigerians. We all fought for this man to become the coach of this country, and we all hold him in high esteem. But today, he has rubbed all that we have, entrusted in his hands on the mud. In fact, you can imagine a Nigerian national team that has first-team players, the likes of Ikechukwu Uche. He's playing top-flight football, he's scoring goals. Obafemi Martins is scoring goals in America. We can't even field him in a match that we are supposed to win and gather 3 points to move to the zenith of the group.
Bottom of the group for Keshi.
It's unbelievable, but it's so true. In the 2015 African Cup of Nations qualifiers, current African champions Nigeria have secured just 1 point from 3 games. Some football followers in the country believe the leadership of the Nigerian Football Federation has contributed in the struggle. Others say coach Keshi has destroyed what he built. But one thing is certain, the majority wants the Super Eagles to fly again, and a convincing win over Sudan in Abuja might just be the required takeoff for that flight. I'm Austin Okonapan reporting for Channels Television News.
And the Super Falcons coach Edwin Okon is confident his girls will continue to improve after an impressive 4-2 win against Cote d'Ivoire in their opening Group A game at the African Women's Championship in Namibia. The 6-time African Women's Champions will Tuesday take on Zambia at the Sam Nujoma Stadium in Windhoek, and a victory for them will see them qualify for the semi-finals. Coach Okon, however, cautioned the girls to remain focused and committed to the task of reclaiming the title. Nigeria and Namibia share the same 3 points in Group A, but the Super Falcons lead the group with a number of goals. On to tennis now. Earlier today, Roger Federer overcame a sluggish start to beat injured Frenchman Gilles Simon to win his first Shanghai Masters title. The Swiss 17-time Grand Slam singles champion triumphed 7-6, 7-6 to record his 23rd Masters Series title and first in China. Federer won the opening set. Simon led 6-5 in the second set and had 2 set points, but 2 unforced errors allowed Federer a way back, and the 17-time Grand Slam winner took advantage. It was a second defeat in a Masters final for Simon, having lost in Madrid to Murray in 2008. On the foreign scene, a top U.S. official has admitted a mistake by the health worker treating the Liberian who died of the Ebola virus disease resulted in her contracting the virus. Health officials, however, said the unnamed woman had been wearing protective gear at the time she was administering treatments to Duncan. Head of the Center for Disease Control, Dr. Tom Frieden, said a full inquiry is being carried out to determine how she could have been infected. Since Mr. Duncan's case, 48 other people who may have had contact with him have been under observation. The CDC says its investigation will focus on possible breaches made during 2 high-risk procedures. And donors at a conference in Cairo have pledged $5.4 billion to help rebuild Gaza following weeks of fighting between Israel and Hamas. More than 2,000 people were killed in the conflict, most of them civilians, while at least 100,000 Gazans were displaced from their homes. Israel was not invited to the conference, but Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman said Israel would need to give her consent for the rebuilding to begin. During the meeting, Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi urged both Israel and Hamas to end the conflict. A truce was agreed on August 26th. Among contributors to the aid are the United States, Norway, and Qatar. Happening in Asia, Indian authorities have been evacuating more than 300 people thousands of people, trapped by Cyclone Hudhud, raging through the eastern Indian coast. The cyclone has been classed very severe, bringing winds up to 205 kilometers per hour and bringing down trees and power lines and damaging crops and buildings in Andhra Pradesh and Orissa states. One of India's largest cities is said to be deserted. The Special Commissioner for Disaster Management says the situation is very severe with the national highway shut. India's eastern coast and Bangladesh are routinely hit by cyclonic storms between April and November, which cause deaths and widespread damage to property. But Cyclone Hudhud is not the worst the country has seen. Back in 1999, a super cyclone killed more than 10,000 people in Orissa State. And the main news again. The Interior Minister Abba Moro has dismissed speculations of a jailbreak in Kirikiri Medium Prison in Lagos. He gave assurance that the federal government plans to improve the standard of prisons in the country. And in the United States, a top health official has attributed a health worker's case of Ebola to an error in treating the Liberian who died of the disease. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you for watching. I am Amirachi Ubani. Good night.